In the latest Minecraft snapshot, a new item was added, the shelf. This item comes in all variations for every single wood type, and this item, which you probably heard about now, is able to put your whole hotbar, when powered, into the shelf. So you can, with a click, you can just switch your items, and it's like an item frame sort of. And I was wondering, is there any ways you can decorate using these items? And I found a few. So in this video, I'm going to show you 15 ways you can decorate using the new shelves. Okay, the first cool design you can do is with beds. Basically, no matter how big the bed is, you can put shelves on either end of it to look like a headboard and a bottom piece. You can also use some signs to make it look a little bit more interesting on the sides of the beds. The next design is pillars. You can use any type of pillar, so I chose a quartz pillar. Normally the quartz pillars would look quite bare, but you can actually use the new shelves around it. And to make it look a bit more interesting and a little bit different, you can also replace the quartz with redstone, and you won't see it, and it'll look more like a smooth texture. So this is a really cool design, and you can, like I said, you can use any type of the shelves. Just make sure to change the colors. You can also make it look more simple by removing all the other shelves and just leaving the bottom and top shelves. And if you don't want it to look too chaotic, you can also put a shelf design in the middle and even use some items to make it look interesting. The third design is for pedestals. If you place shelves around a block, you can make something on top of it. And if you have a full block, you can put redstone under it to make some smooth designs for the shelves under it. You can also use some cool items like chiseled bookshelves to have some really cool designs with the top of the shelves, because they're very different from just normal wood. And you can also use beehives to make that same design like the chiseled bookshelves, but just a little bit less chaotic. You can also use terracotta to make a bigger pedestal like this. The fourth design is chimneys. You just have to have a certain area where you will be able to put a chimney, because it does require a lot of space. As you can see, you would have to remove a lot to be able to put the chimney, but if you have a good area, it can look really nice. As you can see, there are some spaces behind and it doesn't look too great, but just a chimney on its own looks really cool. The fifth design is paneling on walls. If you use redstone, you can have this cool design where it divides it in two. And you can also use other types of wood. Normally when we're making circle designs, we usually put trapdoors on the side, but now we can replace it with shelves, and we can even power them to make it look more smooth. You can also do it with other wood types and it looks cool. Now the seventh design is supermarket stalls. You can put random items inside it to make it look like you're selling things. The eighth design is you can actually put banners in these shelves, so I decided to make some letters and actually put them inside the shelves to make it look like writing. You can also use shelves to make it look like a banister on stairs, so when you're going up the stairs, it can look like a railing instead of using fences. The 10th design is actually using the opposite side. You can use these sides, and they have a really cool texture, so you can do some interesting things. The 11th design is using these flower beds and using shelves instead of trapdoors. This looks so much better than the normal trapdoors, and you can even store your farming items here. The 12th design is some cool chairs. So you can use multiple different woods and all of them actually look really cool, as you can see with these cool designs. The 13th design is probably my favorite. You can actually make cars by putting shelves in the front and the back, and you also make headlights by putting frog lights in the front, or things like sea lanterns. And here's how the car looks. It looks really cool, and you can use any type of wood to make this cool looking car. The 14th design consists of putting shelves on either side of paths to make it look a bit more interesting, because most paths don't really have much going on because it's just straight. But you can put these, and you can also incorporate archways which actually connect really well with these shelves. As you can see, building a pretty basic archway, they actually really well connect with these shelves. The last design is you can use these shelves around doors. So if we power the top row of shelves, we can make these look more smooth, and the ones on the bottom, we can make it look more like a designated entrance around a door. And it looks really cool instead of just a plain door. So those were 15 ways you can use the new shelves in the Minecraft Bedrock preview. So let me know, will you be using any of these in your world, and which one was your favorite? I'd say my favorite was the car. So make sure to subscribe.